Have you ever found yourself in those moments when life seems to spiral out of control, perhaps after losing a job, navigating a relationship breakdown, or simply caught in the whirlwind of everyday routines? It's natural to feel helpless and overwhelmed then. But imagine discovering a path not just to survive these trials, but to emerge stronger and more vibrant from them. Today, let's explore the timeless wisdom of Seneca, the ancient philosopher who perfected the art of inner peace amid chaos. His Stoic teachings go beyond mere ideas. They're tools for real transformation. They are practical strategies that have helped leaders, thinkers, and many individuals stand firm throughout centuries, and can also empower us today. At the end of this video, you will have in hand a toolkit of Stoic principles to forge mental resilience and regain control of emotions, reactions, no matter what life brings. Please join me to explore how to apply these ancient secrets to modern life, to have a more serene and solid soul. If you find this content valuable and want to support the channel, a small free action, I simply ask that you take a moment to subscribe. It truly helps us keep delivering insightful content like this to those who seek it. And I encourage you to stay with every part of this video. If you're watching, you're already standing apart from the crowd. Someone who values deep exploration and growth. See yourself as that exceptional individual ready to embrace wisdom. Seneca's insight: being everywhere is being nowhere, highlights a vital truth often lost in our fast-paced world. Dedicating yourself fully to one task at a time lies at the heart of Stoicism and can revolutionize your daily approach to life. In a world that glorifies multitasking, we need to pause and rethink the effectiveness of this approach. When trying to do many things at once, we are only scattering attention, leading to more errors and reduced work quality. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic philosopher, also emphasized, focus every minute like a Roman, like a man doing the thing before you with precise seriousness and sincerity. Care, willingness, fairness, and freeing yourself from all other distractions. This kind of focus doesn't just boost your productivity, it cultivates a mindset that cherishes true depth over superficial breadth, helping you build a more fulfilling inner world. By zeroing in on a single activity, you allow yourself to fully immerse in it, be it a work assignment, a personal endeavor, or a heartfelt discussion with a loved one. Engaging deeply in this way fosters a profound sense of accomplishment and joy that lingers long after. Plato would likely suggest that such undivided attention opens doors to greater beauty and truth in your efforts, as it lets you invest your entire spirit into creating something meaningful and create something that reflects the values of goodness and excellence. Moreover, the psychological benefits of focusing on one task are huge. It reduces the load on the brain, limits stress, and enhances decision-making ability. Aristotle, who advocated developing virtues through regular right actions, would surely support this method as a way to train virtues of moderation or self-control, helping us restrain the desire for distraction and immediate gratification. As you adopt this focused way of being, you're walking the path laid by Stoic thinkers while aligning with what modern psychology confirms. Our brains aren't wired for juggling complex demands simultaneously. Your work and overall well-being flourish when you commit wholly to the present task. Consider Socrates' intense method of questioning and dialogue, where he poured all his energy into one idea, shutting out distractions. This shows the transformative power at play. Embracing this Stoic practice not only helps us work more efficiently, but also become more thoughtful, peaceful and balanced people. This is a rejection of the chaos of modern multitasking and a choice for a more intentional and profound way of living. As we practice, we will notice not only improved results, but also enhanced mental health. Seneca once said, "All greatest suffering comes from an undisciplined mind," stating a profound truth about human nature. Uncontrolled impulses can be the source of great emotional disorders and suffering. Stoicism, with its emphasis on self-mastery and clear-headed reasoning, offers a reliable framework to tackle this very human struggle, guiding you toward greater inner strength. Rather than bottling up your feelings, which can lead to more harm, Stoics encourage a gentle understanding and skillful management of them. It all starts with building self-awareness, that quiet recognition of your inner world. Epictetus, the renowned Stoic teacher, wisely noted, "True freedom comes only to those who command themselves." This reminds us that mastering our own responses is key to unlocking genuine liberty and contentment. As you grow more attuned to your impulses and what sparks them, we will have the ability to handle them more rationally. This does not mean denying emotions, but understanding deeply enough to respond in line with long-term goals and values. In philosophy, Aristotle also spoke about the importance of regulating impulses through virtue development. He believed that virtue lies in the balance between excess and deficiency, a concept called the golden mean. For example, courage is the balance between recklessness and cowardice. Applying this to impulse control, we seek balance between impulsive reactions and complete inaction, aiming for thoughtful, intentional responses that reflect our best selves. Moreover, practicing philosophy as a guide for controlling impulses is nurturing the habit of rational thinking. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often emphasized the importance of aligning thoughts with principles of reason and virtue. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This perspective encourages us to focus on our internal responses rather than external provocations, thereby gaining better control over our impulses. When we examine our impulses carefully under the light of philosophical wisdom, we begin to make choices not dominated by fleeting emotions, but as outcomes of deep reflection. This practice not only strengthens mental fortitude, but also helps us live more harmoniously with our own values, leading to decisions made not in hasty moments, but with a clear and calm mind. The Stoic approach to impulse control involves building an ongoing inner dialogue that questions and evaluates our instinctive reactions. This is not just learning philosophy, but living it, allowing us to rise above temporary pleasures and achieve deeper satisfaction, along with a clear sense of purpose in life. This disciplined way not only helps avoid emotional suffering, but also opens the path to a more fulfilled and thoughtful life. Seneca once said, "Preparation is everything." He said, "Practice in your mind things like exile, torture, war, shipwreck. All the hardships of human life should always be before our eyes." This advice may sound dramatic at first, since not everyone is facing seas or battlefields. But what Seneca is emphasizing is the concept of mentally preparing for life's inevitable challenges. That's the foundation of Stoic resilience. Remember, Stoicism gently urges us to anticipate and mentally rehearse for the worst, not to stir up fear, but to soften the impact and pain when real difficulties arise, empowering you to face them with grace. This practice known as premeditatio malorum, or premeditating on evils, involves envisioning the toughest scenarios ahead. It's not about dwelling in anxiety, but about arming your mind and heart to handle life's surprises without being derailed. Think of it this way: athletes train under tough conditions to prepare for the pressures of actual competitions. Similarly, by mentally rehearsing adversity, we condition our minds to manage stress and setbacks with less panic and more composure. This Stoic exercise also helps us appreciate our current state more, as realizing things could be far worse makes everyday hurdles seem more manageable. Applying Stoicism doesn't mean living in constant worry about what could go wrong. It's about having a realistic awareness of potential negative outcomes. For instance, if you're concerned about job stability, instead of succumbing to fear, you might prepare by updating your resume, honing skills, or exploring other career paths. In this way, if the worst happens, you won't be caught off guard, and you'll be in a stronger position to handle the situation. Moreover, this principle applies not just to personal crises, but to maintaining readiness for any major life changes. From financial difficulties to personal losses, with good preparation, we not only avoid the initial shock, but also shorten the recovery and adaptation time, a subtle but powerful shift in how we face life's uncertainties. Seneca's guidance helps us cultivate a mindset that's not overwhelmed by adversity, but fortified against it, building a resilience that turns obstacles into stepping stones. This mental readiness isn't about expecting the worst to happen, it's about being equipped to respond to any circumstance, thereby enhancing your endurance and mental toughness. Through the Stoic lens, we see not just the risk of loss or hardship, but the opportunity for growth and renewal in every challenge. Another profound insight from Seneca is difficulties strengthen the mind as labor strengthens the body. This idea is central to Stoicism and reminds us of a practice that might seem counterintuitive, at first voluntarily embracing hardship. It's about intentionally choosing discomfort, not as punishment, but as a means to bolster mental endurance and expand our capacity to cope with life's inevitable trials. Think of voluntary discomfort like an athlete training in harsh conditions to prepare for competition. Athletes know that by pushing limits in a controlled environment, they'll be better equipped for real pressures. Over time, what once seemed insurmountable becomes manageable and eventually comfortable. Practicing Stoicism isn't about seeking pain for its own sake, but recognizing that growth often comes from challenges. Embracing voluntary hardships also means redefining our comfort zones in a world that prioritizes convenience and ease. Choosing the harder path can be a bold decision, but Stoicism invites us to reconsider what true comfort means. Is it merely the absence of suffering or the presence of inner strength and peace? It comes from knowing that you can face whatever difficulties come your way. As you weave Stoic principles into your daily life, you'll also learn to cherish your present circumstances more deeply. When you understand your capacity to endure, you'll savor life's simple joys with a richer sense of gratitude. This is about crafting a life rooted not in avoiding hardship, but in the solid ground of resilience. It's not that we chase suffering, but when it arrives, we view it as a chance to hone our Stoic skills. We also nurture a deep belief in our own capabilities. We prove to ourselves that we can overcome challenges, thereby building confidence. Each obstacle surmounted is a reminder that we are stronger than we thought. Let us draw inspiration from Seneca and dare to step into the arena of voluntary hardships. It is there that we not only find challenges, but also discover the key to a more resilient and fulfilling life. Seneca wisely emphasized that we often suffer more in imagination. This saying serves as a profound reminder that it's our interpretation of events, not the events themselves, that often causes the greatest pain. It's easy to fall into the trap of seeing ourselves as victims of circumstances, leading to a mindset where things happen to us rather than for us or with us. Stoicism teaches the importance of perception. How we choose to view and understand life's challenges profoundly affects our experience. If we see ourselves as passive victims, we surrender our control and power. Yet, if we reframe hardships as opportunities for personal growth and learning, we retain command over our responses and become more proactive in life. Picture a common scenario: missing out on a promotion at work, with your initial reaction being one of rejection or unfairness. While those feelings are valid, Stoicism gently prompts us to step back and examine our view objectively. Are we only seeing through the lens of loss and injustice? What if, instead, we see it as a prompt to seek feedback, refine our abilities, or even reassess our career trajectory to align better with our true aspirations? Avoiding a victim mentality doesn't mean ignoring injustices or difficulties we encounter, but shifting focus from what happens to us to how we respond to it. This shift is empowering, moving us from passivity to agency in our lives. We stop asking "why me?" and start asking "what can I learn? How will I grow from this?" Stoicism equips us with tools to detach from initial emotions and see the bigger picture. This allows us to understand that while we can't control every external event, we can fully control our perceptions and reactions. This mindset shift brings freedom and empowerment, enabling us to live with purpose and resilience, better prepared for future challenges. Furthermore, practicing Stoic principles enriches our relationships with others as we refuse to linger in victimhood, fostering connections based on respect and understanding rather than blame or resentment. We become more empathetic, recognizing that just as we are responsible for our happiness, others are for theirs. By embracing the Stoic way, we free ourselves from the chains of victim thinking, taking ownership of our narrative and acknowledging that we are the creators of our reality. This mastery is the essence of Stoicism and the key to a proactive, fulfilled life. Choose to rise above the victim role, not by denying pain, but by reshaping your story with strength, wisdom, and resilience. Seneca's advice, "retreat into yourself as much as possible," underscores the value of solitude in Stoic philosophy. This isn't a call to isolate yourself, but an invitation to engage in profound self-reflection. In our modern world, filled with noise and constant connectivity, the clamor of life often drowns out our inner voice, hindering our ability to recognize personal growth and worth. Stoicism teaches that true solitude is a state of deep self-awareness, not merely physical aloneness. The benefits of spending time in solitude are invaluable and have been highlighted by philosophers throughout history. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic philosopher, frequently wrote about the importance of self-examination in his personal writings. He believed that self-knowledge is essential for living a virtuous and purposeful life. He once said, "Nowhere can one find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in one's own soul." This highlights that solitude is a peaceful sanctuary, where we can step away from the noise of the world and nurture our inner growth with clarity and purpose. Solitude offers a unique space to explore your thoughts and emotions undisturbed, allowing you to align your actions with your deepest values. Through this practice, you gain a richer understanding of who you are and what truly matters to you. Aristotle also emphasized that self-reflection is key to achieving eudaimonia, a state of flourishing that comes from living in harmony with reason and virtue. He saw self-awareness as vital for cultivating virtues and aligning life with our true aspirations. In quiet moments alone, we can honestly assess our choices and adjust them to reflect our highest ideals, building a life of authenticity. The Stoic practice of solitude also strengthens resilience, as Epictetus taught, using these moments to fortify your character against life's challenges. By turning inward, you prepare yourself to face adversity with greater calm and confidence, ready to meet whatever comes your way. Epictetus put it powerfully: you can retreat to yourself whenever you choose. Perfect peace lies in the disciplined order of your mind, within your own realm. What's more, time spent in solitude deepens your appreciation for relationships. After these reflective pauses, you return to others with renewed empathy, patience, and clarity, enriching your connections. This practice doesn't isolate you, it enhances your ability to engage meaningfully with the world around you, bringing a steadier, more grounded presence to every interaction, but also elevates our contributions to the community. Practicing Stoic solitude isn't about escaping life, but engaging more deeply with it. By retreating inward, we gain the clarity to act more mindfully in the world. Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus all guide us to use solitude not as a refuge but as a means to live more fully and meaningfully. As we wrap up today's discussion, it's clear that Stoic teachings are not just abstract theories, but practical tools you can use daily to live with greater awareness, strength, and intention. Stoicism shows us the power of focusing on one task, the freedom of mastering our impulses, the wisdom of preparing for challenges, the growth found in embracing difficulties, the liberation of shedding self-pity, and the clarity gained through solitude. Each principle calls us to look within, shaping our character with courage and honesty to navigate life's complexities with grace. Keep in mind that Stoicism doesn't promise an easy path, but it provides the tools to confront challenges more effectively. It urges us to view every obstacle as a chance to practice virtue and every hardship as a test of endurance. By integrating these Stoic practices, we don't merely survive, we thrive, nurturing a peace and fulfillment that comes from within. With a Stoic spirit, let's continue discovering how ancient wisdom can help us overcome modern complexities. Aim to grow a little wiser than you were yesterday, living with purpose and grounded in virtue. If you're eager to dive deeper, explore one of the videos on your screen. They're crafted to guide you further into applying Stoicism practically in your daily life. Thank you for joining us at Stoic Journal. We deeply value your curiosity and commitment to personal growth. The journey to wisdom is long, but every step brings you closer to a life of meaning and resilience. So, keep moving forward with courage and persistence.